Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm Anthony Harris. I'm a social worker here at Thumb Lines Prepaid Inpatient Health. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And what is your name?
I am Shanika Smart.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Shanika. How about you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 22, going on 23, and I'm here because I'm having trouble sleeping, having bad dreams. I can't really be around people. I don't know why. I have a trust issue, so I don't really have a social life. And I'm very nervous. I get shaky. I sweat when I'm sleepy. Um,
And are those some things that you would like to change?
yes.
Okay. I feel like it's change you would like to build your self-esteem more and kind of end this stage of the sleepless nights.
Yes. I find myself being very insecure, so I would like to build my self-esteem, have self-confidence. Yes.
Okay. So what do you think brought on this low self-esteem and sleepless nights?
Well, I really don't like to talk about it much, so I just don't know how to say this.
Take your time.
When I was 10, I was sexually assaulted by a family member.
And how long did this last?
It lasted till I was about maybe 16 before I actually left.
Okay. Have you ever tried to cope with these difficulties before?
No, this is the first time I ever talked to anyone about this situation. Nobody knows.
First, I want to commend you for coming in and actually seeking help for this, because I know it can be a difficult time. Okay. So let's talk more about your family. What about your mother? Your mother or father?
Daddy wasn't around. Mom was always at work. I don't really think she paid too much of attention to what was going on.
And this is your biological mother?
Yes.
Okay. And what does your mother do for a living?
My mom is. I don't know what she does.
She's just gone a lot?
She's always gone. I can't tell you her exact occupation. She's just never there.
Okay. And your father, he's unknown? He was never really around?
No, I know him. He's just not around.
Okay. So you actually know of him. He's just never been around. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What about a significant other? Do you have a significant other?
No.
Mm-hmm. Are you currently involved in any relationships now?
No. Okay. I would like to be, but just can't find that trust to be.
So what are some things that you think you can do to change that? Change the way that you're feeling about trusting people and relationships, taking steps to move towards those goals that you...
Oh, that's why I'm here talking to you. You gotta help me.
Hopefully we can get that. Hopefully we can get there. Mm-hmm. So how would you describe your relationship? Or just elaborate a little bit more. I know that you said your father was never there, but just elaborate on your relationship with him.
There is no relationship.
Okay.
I mean, I see him, and it's like seeing a stranger that I don't even know.
Okay. And your mother? What about her? How's that relationship?
I mean, we're good. She's a protective mom. It's just that she never has time to actually pay attention to what's actually going on.
Okay. And I understand you have one sibling, a younger brother.
Yes.
And he's 8 years old. Tell me a little bit more about your relationship with him.
He's 8. I love him to death. I'm more of like a mother figure to him. I consider him to be my child.
Okay. So you take on a lot of responsibilities
Yes.
of your little brother. Okay. And as far as friends are concerned, I know you said that you aren't really social, but was there ever a time where you did have friends, or were you social at one point in your life?
I don't think so. I don't think people like me. I mean, I was just always an outcast. It was just me by myself.
Okay. And why would you assume that people don't like you?
Because no one ever wanted to play with me. And then no one wanted to hang out with me when time came for middle school and high school. So I dropped out of school.
Okay. So in your family relationships, has there ever been any type of verbal abuse?
Somewhat, not all the time though. I wouldn't say.
What about any physical abuse? Has there any?
No.
Okay. Any sexual abuse?
Well, besides me being sexual assaulted by my uncle when I was 10, that's the only thing.
Okay. So just elaborate on that a little bit more. Was this someone who you trusted? Like, was someone who usually looked after you, maybe?
Yeah, it was someone I looked up to, someone who was a big influence in my life. It was my mom's brother. So.
Okay. And as far as how do you cope with these issues today? Do you attend church or have a specific religious group that you practice?
No, I don't believe in God.
Okay.
God wasn't there when that was happening to me, so I don't go to church.
So would you identify yourself as a Christian?
I identify myself as just me.
Okay. So since you don't identify with a certain religion, are there any cultures or any ethical backgrounds or anything that you can say have influenced you? Like anyone else from the African American community or people from anywhere in your community or anything like that?
No. I wish maybe I wouldn't be here today.
Okay. So have you ever been a member of any clubs or organizations at all?
When I was in middle school, I called myself trying to cheer, but that didn't last long.
Okay. So how did you like that? Tell me about that experience.
It's no fun with no friends.
So you were a part of the squad, but you didn't feel really accepted.
Exactly.
And do you think that had anything to do with the recent trauma that you had experienced with the uncle?
I think so. I just don't think I know how to even make friends. I don't know how to make friends or be open to people. I don't know.
So how would you describe your childhood overall? I know you said that you cheered a little bit and, your father was never really there. But how would you overall describe your overall childhood?
I mean, my childhood, I thought it was good. I mean, because as a child, you don't know a lot, so you just really go with the flow.
Okay. Did you ever live outside of your parents' home at any time or for an extended time, maybe with a aunt or uncle or anything?
I always lived with my mom.
Okay. Okay. So, if you had to sum up your childhood in one word, one or two words, what would those be?
I just have to say that lost. As a child, I say I was lost.
Okay. So currently, are you currently living with your mother, or do you have your own home? Or are you living in a private residence that you don't own or anything? Are you, is it a specialized residence? Like, where are you currently? What is your current residence situation?
Well, I was living with my mother, but I had to leave. So now I'm living with my grandmother.
Okay. Grandmother. That's nice. Okay, so how's that working out?
It's fine. She's older, so I kind of just help her,
So how many beds do you have in the home? How many beds are there? Is there enough room for you, or?
Yeah, it's more than enough room.
So on average, say 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 3 beds.
3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Okay. And you're happy with this current living situation?
I am, but at almost 23, I think it's time for me to be able to get out on my own.
Okay, that's understandable. Are you feel like it's time for you to, move on as an adult? Shanika, you give me a lot of information here, and I know that school, now that you're 20, 22, about to be 23, as you stated before, how is school for you?
High school?
Just school in general.
Well, I dropped out of school.
So the highest grade level that you did complete was
10th grade.
10th grade. Okay. Was there any specific reason that you didn't want to go back?
I didn't feel like I was accepted. Like I said, I just felt as if I didn't belong.
And what was the name of your school?
My school was Washington High School.
Okay. Okay. So how many years of education would you say that you had from pre-K starting on up to till you finished the 10th grade? About 10 or 12 years.
Maybe a little over 12 years.
Okay. And are you currently in any type of education programs, any trainings or anything like that?
No, but I do want to enroll in school. I think that would be a good opportunity for me to.
So in school, did you have any other problems as far as like not attending or just like skipping classes or anything like that? Or
Oh yeah, all
discipline?
the time. I didn't go. When I went, I'd act out, so I was either suspended and just didn't go.
So overall, how would you describe your school experience?
It was below fair. It wasn't even average. I hated school.
So if possible, would you be interested in continuing your education?
Of course. I think that would be the start of everything.
Okay. So what type of things would you be looking into doing? Would you want to pick up a trade or like becoming a hairdresser, or would you want to go to a 4-year university after getting your GED? Or
well, I want to go to a university for a year. I always wanted to experience the college life and maybe get another chance at making friends.
okay. So I see making friends is the #1 priority. And I think that could be something beneficial for you, don't you? Do you think so?
Of course, friends come with different connections, different opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So now I guess we'll talk about a little bit about your everyday living situations now. We talked about your family and how school and different things have changed for you. So on a daily basis, when it comes to like eating or feeding yourself, do you do that independently, or do you have assistance? Like, does your grandma provide for you, or?
Yeah, my grandma, she does everything. I don't do anything.
Okay. And how do you get around? Is that you have your own car, or?
I walk, or either different family members come to visit, just catch a ride or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So as far as you have your rides around town, your grandma, do you usually clean the house, or does she do all that?
Well, we do that together. So
okay. So I guess that's a way for you all to bond and to connect with each other. Okay. So what do you do in your spare time?
Nothing.
You have any hobbies or?
I might sit and talk to her, my grandmother. That's it.
Okay. So how does that usually work out? What do you all usually talk about?
She just have a lot to say from her past, basically just trying to get me on the right path, and she too wants to know what's wrong with me, and just have a conversation.
And do you think there's something wrong with you?
I mean, if I can't sleep at night, I'm having these dreams, and I'm sweating, and I'm nervous, shaking, you'll think something wrong with you too, right?
So, do you think that, your living situations right now, finances and everything? Do you feel like they meet your current needs? Like, do you feel that you have everything that you need in the house? Like, are you needing anything right
Need? No, I'm not.
now? Okay. So your grandmother usually living with her has been great, and she usually takes good care of you.
Yeah.
So you haven't been a part of, like, have you ever thought about joining the military or anything?
I have. I felt like that was another easy way out.
Okay. So tell me a little bit. You say like you don't have any hobbies during the day. Do you work at all?
Unemployed. Have been all my life.
So you never had a job.
Never had a job.
Okay. So would you consider working?
Of course.
So what type of job do you think that you would like to have?
I don't know. At this point, I can't be too picky, huh?
You don't want to say too picky because everybody has options. Everyone has options.
Yeah, but I haven't really had that chance to actually see what it is that I like to do. I haven't found that stitch yet.
So do you think you would benefit from volunteering first somewhere to see how you like a certain environment and then trying to pursue something?
I'm always open to trying new things, so if that'll work, then why not give it a try?
Okay. So does your grandmother, would she act as your current legal guardian? I know that you're well over the age of 18, but you are living in her household. So would you consider her as like a legal guardian or an emergency contact if someone or if anything were to happen or anything like that?
Yeah, that's who I want to be in contact.
Okay. So now we can discuss a little bit more about you personally or internally. So how is everything with your health? Do you go see the doctor regularly or
No.
no? Do you have health insurance?
No.
So are you able to hear well? Can you hear well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you use a hearing aid at all? No. Mm-hmm. So what about your vision? Do you think can you see far away or is it impaired? Or
I think my vision's fine.
Okay. So when you think about, have you ever had pneumonia or anything like that, or have you ever been severely sick?
No, just always had like a little summer cold, nothing major.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any asthma or of any kind?
No.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't never had any heart problems or sinuses or bronchitis or anything?
I would say some of the sinuses I get irritated, get bad headaches. So I would say
Within the past year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it seems that everything else seems to be pretty okay. You haven't ever had any seizures or anything like that, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay. And you don't currently have diabetes or anything?
No.
Okay. And obviously you're not obese or overweight or anything like that.
I think I am.
You
for
feel
my height.
You feel that way?
I just know that I was watching TV once, and for my height, I'm obese. So you think I should lose weight? What you think?
I think that you are welcome to feel comfortable in any situation that you're in. If you feel comfortable, then I don't think that you need to change anything unless instructed medically by a professional.
You say so.
Okay. So now we'll just talk a little bit more about what can be done to help you move towards your goal of building your self-esteem and being more social and enhancing more friends and everything like that. So do you feel that you're currently healthy? What about safety? Do you ever feel that you're a danger to yourself?
Yes, I do. Sometimes I feel like I have no purpose. Me being almost 23, living with my grandmother, and being through what I have been through, I just feel like I just have no reason of being on this earth.
And how does that make you feel like you're a danger to yourself? Like, are there things that you think about doing to yourself, or
Sometimes I think about just ending my life, cut myself just to ease the pain. I just don't want to be hurt anymore.
okay. And do you think that cutting yourself will ease the pain for you?
For the moment, it does.
Do you believe that that's hurting yourself in the end?
I mean, I've been told that, but I mean, that's what works for me. So,
So what about a danger to others? Do you ever feel like you're a threat or a danger to other people around you?
no, not really. I don't.
So what about things around you? Property, say if you're in the house, do you feel like you have to get out from somewhere because you might damage the house that you're in or anywhere that you're around, depending on how you're feeling?
I mean, yeah, sometimes I just feel closed in. I feel like I'm just about to spaz out and just lose my mind. So I find myself just throwing things just to feel like I can breathe.
So actually releasing some of that tension or some of the things that you might hold in helps you by throwing things.
Yeah.
Sometimes, have you ever tried stress ball or anything else that you can hold in your hands and actually?
No, I haven't.
That could be pretty helpful. That could also be pretty helpful. Have you ever had any mental treatment before?
No.
Okay. All right. Have you had any other type of treatments before? Is there any history in your family of mental illnesses at all?
Not that I know of, so.
Okay. So in the past, we'll go through a few series of questions, okay? And some of them may sound repetitive, so just bear with me. In the past year, have you ever drank or used drugs more than you meant to?
Sometimes I might drink a little too much.
Have you ever felt that you wanted or needed to cut down on your drinking or cut back on the drug use in the past year?
No, I don't see my drinking as being a problem.
Has anyone ever told you that you needed to stop drinking or objected to the amount of alcohol that you intake?
My grandmother sometimes.
Okay. And have you ever used alcohol or drugs to relieve an emotional pain or discomfort, such as sadness or anger?
I drink. Sometimes I would drink a lot if I'm feeling some type of way, just to not think about it, or just to fall asleep, or just.
Do people kind of annoy you with criticizing you about about the way you drink or your drinking?
Well, my grandmother sometimes, she always has a lot to say about drinking. Even if I just take a sip, she has something to say.
So do you ever feel bad or guilty about drinking or any drug use or anything?
I wouldn't say guilty, but I feel as though maybe I can. If she's telling me that I can just ease off just a little bit.
And have you ever used drugs first thing in the morning, say when you wake up and you just have to have that first drink or that first?
No, not that.
Mm-hmm. Any history? Have you ever had any overdoses or medication of any sort? Have you ever blacked out at any time?
Yeah.
From the use of alcohol?
Yeah, from the use of alcohol.
Okay. And there's no history of seizures or hallucinating?
No.
Okay. So how does your current living environment impact your drinking? Like, does it hinder the relationship between you and your grandmother, or?
It kind of is we're close, so it kind of puts a dent in our relationship sometimes because she doesn't like the fact that I drink. So I hate the fact that it's kind of slowly but surely ruining our relationship.
So what are the any past attempts that you have made to recover from the problem that may be there? Like, have you tried to just go a day without drinking?
Yeah. Sometimes I would try, but it normally doesn't work.
Okay. So, what areas have you experienced consequences? Like mentally, physical, emotionally, legal, financially, social, or spiritual? Like, what areas do you see consequences of the alcohol intake, or do you see none?
Emotionally, I can say that. Maybe financially, maybe.
Have you engaged in any high risk sexual activity while under the influence? You know, a lot of times some people may.
Yeah, but no.
Okay. Are you more sexually active when you're using alcohol or anything?
No, not at all.
Okay. So are you engaged in any other activities or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. So I want to first thank you for coming in today. I appreciate you coming in. I know it takes a lot of courage for you to be in here and actually disclose a lot of this information that you have with me today. So I want to thank you for that. And I'm going to set up another appointment for you to come back and see me on next week on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Is that going to be a suitable time for you?
That's fine.
Okay. And then we can kind of move forward with everything based off of what you've given me today.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think you would like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now, how do you think this overall session went today?
I mean, it's going. Take one step at a time.
Okay.
So I'm happy I was able to finally be able to open up. So I appreciate you.
Okay. And I want to thank you so much for your time. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Okay. Thank you
Ms.
so much. Thank you.